Hi everybody,
Good morning.
welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for October 26th.
2012.
Yes,
Still.
it's almost Halloween.
We're almost Halloween.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know what I'm gonna do Halloween. Candies.
I hand out candy.
Do you get? I guess this is a cliche question, but nope. Any kids anymore?
Last year we did.
I remember the one year I helped my mom out when she was still here, and literally we got like no kids came by.
It was weird. One year we had the light on the porch, the light on in our living room, which is at the front of our house with a big bay window.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting in there. Kids just kept walking by.
You should just throw candies at that.
And not that I overly care, because whatever we don't give out, we keep.
And eat.
Right. So, and I can't trick or treat anymore, just by my own standard rules that,
You've given up.
Well, no,
It's socially unacceptable.
I hit, I think, 14 and stopped trick or treating.
Yeah, but then it becomes satirical when you're, 20, running around in a costume with friends, getting candy.
Yeah, I'd see when people come to my door and they're close to my age, they don't get much candy. I make it not worth coming up my walk to get something. So.
Or maybe they're drunk.
And again, and if they're drunk, you put anything in that bag, and they're like, ah, and they walk away. So.
Here is a paperclip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can I see some of your candy? Oh, here's some candy. Great.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, they really don't care at that point. So.
Although I can't see much drunk people going to your house.
No, and I mean, this year, and last year, I think I had pumpkins out. For whatever reason, that seems to help. Like, if you put a pumpkin on your front porch, it's like, oh, they're obviously celebrating Halloween. We figured turning on all the lights and, making sure people knew we were.
Well, maybe kids just don't know that.
But that was always the rule. When we went trick-or-treating when we were young, if the light was.
Yes, that's what I did. That's what I did my years too.
If the front light was on, or the house was decorated.
Decorations help.
You were good to go, because sometimes you turn the light off because you have a graveyard thing going and you don't want this light at the front.
Yeah, but you're still decorated.
Correct, which means obviously that you are
in the spirit.
Yes, set and ready to hand out candy. Whereas, these that one year we have the front light on, and they were just like, keep going.
Maybe you need a sign that says free candy.
And I sit there going, we're not chintzy with candy. Like, I mean, I hand out the stuff that I don't like, but that doesn't mean that other people don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, last year we had 50, 60 kids, which to me is a good number of
That's
candy.
a huge amount.
It's a box of candy. That's 120 pieces of candy, because I give out 2 pieces of candy usually. If they're young, I give them more.
Mm-hmm.
If they are young and dressed scary, they get more. I don't even go with well, because I do not agree with princesses running around on Halloween. I am a Halloween should be scary kind of guy.
I'm all over the place as long as you're dressed up. I think for me it's just
To me, Halloween is scary. Princesses and Little Red Riding Hoods and all that stuff, that's a cop-out. So.
What if the Red Riding Hood dress was all bloody?
See, and then you're good. Like, if you were a princess that has been brutally murdered and you're now a zombie, awesome.
I think anything after, being a zombie counts, so.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, if you're gonna take a twist on something, totally cool. If you're just going to,
Well, I'm doing easy stuff this year. I'm not gonna worry about it.
And again, we're college students in college. There's and again, that's different. It'd be different if we were going trick-or-treating, then I'd be mad at you. Like, my one friend one year went as a hockey player.
That's cheating.
That's what I mean.
You get a helmet, buy a cheap-ass jersey.
He played hockey.
Or use your own
He put on all of his pads. The only thing he didn't put on was skates.
How weird is that?
And he went out and he went to doors and he's like,
if that were me, as a hockey player, that would just be disorienting. Because my mindset is hockey stick, pads. Why am I walking?
Well, usually by this time, by Halloween every year, there's snow on the ground and ice, so you could just skate on the sidewalk.
We're doing pretty good though. We're doing pretty good. I think we're after this weekend, it's gonna melt all
of and see, then again, that also depends if it warms up for Halloween. That depends on how many kids come out too. See,
weather is a huge factor.
My friends and I went out no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
My one friend and I would go farther no matter what. My one friend would always kind of wimp out, but okay, well, and he always had props. That's my other thing. If you're going trick-or-treating, or you're taking your kids trick-or-treating, do not, props are bad.
Yeah, exactly, it slows you down.
Unless a prop can be like
attached,
slung some way to the character, they're bad. Like even if you are a Jedi, if you do not have a way of attaching that lightsaber to you in some way, shape, or form, do not take it trick-or-treating.
No.
At home, get all of your pictures with the lightsaber and everything, but when you're out on the streets and there's no way
at school is fine.
School totally, but as soon as you are out trick-or-treating, that lightsaber becomes the biggest pain in the butt. And my friend and I never had props. My other friend always had props.
Well, they make special clips for the new lightsabers now.
Right, but so like he went as an undead soldier once, so he had a shotgun. So he had this little plastic shotgun that he's carrying around. Well, eventually he's got a really heavy bag of candy and a shotgun.
See, at that point, I'd put the shotgun in the bag of candy.
Wouldn't fit.
Oh. Well, that's what I would do.
See, and this is after our dad stopped coming with us, so we lost that whole like
manpower.
Well, no, that like that donkey system where you fill up a bag, like you fill up a pillowcase and you hand it to them and get a fresh pillowcase and run off. And if the prop got stupid, you could just throw it at them and just
keep exactly
going.
The manpower. The mule.
Yeah, the mule. Yeah, they were the pack mule. So, and by then we had lost them. So, because we were now old enough to wander the streets on our own.
Not get kidnapped.
In our own little pack. And we were always great because when you 13 is like the perfect age. Yeah. Because you are still young enough to get candy from people, but you are old enough on a Halloween night to stay out later than everybody else. And I think if you can hit those houses right before that light comes off.
I think it's like 10 to 13 is a good age. Those 3 years.
If you can, and it depends on curfew and all that stuff. But if you can stay out right till like people's lights are about.
Well, people still. Well, I don't know if communities still do that though. Like my kid's going trick or treating. Let's get a quick band of kids out.
Oh, see, I refuse. As a kid.
As a kid?
As a kid, I refuse.
Well, if it's your friends in a group.
It has to be a very small group, and we have no plan. My friend and I were very tactical on Halloween. Like, how do we get the most amount of candy out of all the people living in the vicinity?
Oh, see, what I would usually do.
The fastest.
The way I usually do Halloween was in Millwoods, obviously, weird ass blocks.
Yeah, you have weird blocks.
So what I would do is I would go to my house, go around the block because our blocks are small. Yeah. I do the inside and the outside. Bags full. Go back into the house.
Dump it. Yeah.
Yeah, and my house, there's so many houses. It's packed in such a small area in Millwoods. It didn't feel like as soon as I got a couple kilometers away, or not kilometers, maybe like 500 meters away, I had like 3 full bags. So. No, but then again, times have changed, so.
See, and that's what we did too, is we would go in this nice little loop. Like we do a loop this way, like go east, do a loop, and get candy from all these houses, and end up back at our place. So my place was here, my friend's place was here, my other friend's place, like we were all in the same street, so it would literally be, okay, dump, go, dump, go, dump.
You know what helps? And you know what helps though? If you have a paper route in that area, you know the quick ways between houses.
Oh yeah, and see, we were always respectable. Like we never ran on any.
Oh yeah, you don't do that. But like but it's shorter to go this route this way and this way this way.
Oh yeah, and again we had grown up there, ridden our bikes there, like, and it was always our one friend who always slowed us down. So when we hit, I forgot what age we hit. We just kind of neglected to call. To go, oh, do you want to go trick or treating with us this year? And so like. The day before, we kind of were like, okay, we should, because it's rude not to. So we called, and he was like, no, I already got plans. Sorry, guys. And it's like, no, that's cool. It's all good. You stick with the people that you've made plans with. Don't change anything for us. So it just was the two of us, and we ran the entire night. I have never seen so much candy. There was no props to get in the way. It was just this.
It's weird.
Tactical. And see, and then my cousin had a kid, Sammy. And he hated Halloween. He would like.
Some kids don't like dressing up.
I know, and he didn't like other people dressing up. Not that it scared him, he just didn't understand it. So kids would come to the door and he goes, "Why are you doing what you're doing? This is stupid." because he'd sit at home and obviously not go trick or treat. He has figured it out now that if he gets dressed up as like his favorite Star Wars guy and goes out and says trick or treat, he's getting candy. So
I don't get
he
it.
has finally come into the
How old is
understanding
he?
of it. 5 now, 6.
Oh, no, that's fine.
But that's what I mean. Like at the
That's
age
fine.
of, I think at the age of like 3.5, 4, he literally sat at the door berating people for dressing up and going door to door because he didn't understand. Like he was just like, "What are you people doing? This is stupid. Go away. Like, why are you dressing up and coming to my house requesting candy? Get out." And his parents were like, "Sammy, if you dress up, you can go out and get candy. Candy." It's like, whatever.
I'll just get you to buy it for me.
No, and he was. It's like not worth it. Not worth whatever the heck you people are talking about. He's onto it now because he dressed up last year. So
That's good.
I'm like, thank God. I was gonna come kidnap him and take him trick or treating. He'd be a crying kidnapped child for Halloween.
That's it. Say what we practiced. Say what we practiced. Trick or treat. Wrong.
If you don't say it right. If you don't say it right, you don't get to see your parents again.
Oh, Halloween.
Yes, so
Tis the season to be scary.
I love being scary. I wish I cannot wait until I am like done with school and have a house and all that stuff that I can decorate and have time
You would
to
go
decorate.
all the way. You go all out.
We used to go all out. Like when I was back in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and even back when I was just working at Safeway and not at school, we would go all out because it was fun. We like scaring people, so I like scaring people. So. And I have decorations at the wazoo, and I have stuff up the wazoo. It's just
See, my parents were really chintzy with decorations. We didn't even have a pumpkin.
Yeah.
We had a pumpkin light. It was a plastic pumpkin with a light bulb in it. My parents didn't want to cut pumpkins.
well, we're changing that. But
Yeah.
so if I had time, I don't even need money. I have stuff. So if I just had time, my house. And see, that's the other thing too. Halloween is not like Christmas.
Mhm.
To me, Halloween decorations go up on Halloween, and depending on how big you're going, like if you do your entire yard as like a graveyard and set it all
Yeah.
up, you have time to take
can
it down. But
I think you can leave it up for like beforehand, but you want to take it down after.
yeah, like for us, it was literally our stuff went up Halloween or the day before,
Mhm.
and came down Halloween night.
And I think the reason behind that is not just our culture, but like in other cultures, like in Hong Kong, China, and stuff like that. They don't really celebrate those things. They don't really celebrate the meaning. They like celebrating for the sake of celebrating, so they just put stuff up all the time.
Well, see, and that's like my thing with Halloween is it is the one day,
Mm-hmm.
like it is All Hallows Eve. Christmas is the Christmas season.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Like it
Happy
is.
holidays.
It encompasses this entire season of, baking and this and that, and so when people start decorating for Christmas at December 1st,
That's fine. For
I'm
me.
totally cool with that.
I don't mind it.
If you leave it up anywhere past Christmas,
I'd say until the New Year.
I was gonna say if you leave it up after New Year's, then I start getting a little
worried
kind of,
about it.
and then I start getting a little antsy. But
Because you're still kind of coming down from the Christmas thing. Because Christmas
exactly,
it's a worldwide thing. Halloween, not so worldwide.
and again, Halloween is that when like it's not the Halloween season. People aren't going out and having Halloween parties 5 weeks in advance. Like you see no Halloween
Yeah.
parties in September. They're all like,
Mm-hmm.
so the decorations go up. Yeah, sure, a week in advance depending on how big you're going, and they come down.
Very cool.
If I have the time. People get pumpkins this year. I made time for pumpkins. So
So shall we?
sure.
You've been playing any
That's a
games?
big spiel.
I guess been playing any game?
Game, World of Warcraft.
That hasn't changed much.
Well, I hit level 90, so everything actually has kind of opened up.
Mm. But nothing overly different though.
There's all new dungeons that you could never run before, which is exciting. And I finally got a taste of scenarios, which I liked very much.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all my little dailies,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what people are complaining about. I can see if you're trying to do all of them every day, how you would go insane.
Yeah, but after a point, you're not really even getting anything, so.
Well, but that's, you're trying to get to this one, like that point where you can buy armor from these one guys, like that's what you're trying to build with. And with me in this, and again, with me, I see something I want, I build towards that.
Mm-hmm.
If I have time to build towards two things, I do that. There's these people that go on and go, well, I don't have time to be doing this, and 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 I go, duh.
You're supposed to spread it out.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
And that's what some MMOs don't really know how to balance.
But
World of Warcraft is okay.
And Warcraft has balanced it. It's the players that don't know what the heck they're doing.
Mm.
They're trying to get it all done. And I mean, yesterday I wanted this one like reputation thing, and all you had to do was go around and find these little. All you had to do was go around and find these little shrines that told you like the history of Pandaria and all this stuff. And once you found them all, you got a quest to go talk to this one guy, and he'd actually give you like a visualized story of what you had read. And if you got all of them, you gained max reputation with this guy and his people, and you could buy like this red flying disc of awesomeness. So
Oh, good.
I now stand on a disc with a cloud underneath it that flies around.
Oh,
I'm Goku.
Well, no, the other game that I played, something Odyssey to the West.
Oh.
I don't remember the first word of that.
No.
That really weird one by Ninja Theory.
Yeah. But yeah, so I have a little disc that I can fly around on now, and the other one I'm working on is the little Farmville one. But I mean, again, that takes me 20 minutes. And then I go and do the Serpent Dragon one, because I want my, like, Serpent Dragon, and that takes me 20 minutes, and then I'm done. Like if I want to run a dungeon after that, I run a dungeon after that. If I don't, and then with that, I've been doing the Halloween dungeon. There's one dungeon you can do, and you fight the Headless Horseman. Like you do every Halloween, and he drops.
I'm really looking forward to some of the TF2 Halloween stuff. So.
Yeah, so and the Horseman, you can possibly get his mount. There's the chance.
Doesn't that happen all the time though?
Only during the Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. Yeah, I mean most.
Every day you get a chance to get the Headless Horseman's mount.
It's a pretty rare drop, isn't it?
It's a very rare drop. So if you get it, you are like super stoked.
I wouldn't stop using it.
And I mean, I got the ring for the hunter ring that he drops. So I was pretty cool. That was pretty cool because that's a pretty big upgrade. Especially because I couldn't use it for a whole level. I just had it sitting in my bag waiting. And I hit 90 and I'm like, man, now I have to go find armor. So I ran around for 3 hours and went, oh, I have that ring! But yeah, so I've gotten that. I've gotten the broomstick mount. That can only be used during Halloween.
Oh, I hate those ones. I hate those things.
So that you fly around on a broomstick. And it looks stupid on my dwarf. If I had it on like my
elf.
My gnome would be perfect because he's got the sorcerer.
But you can trade it between them.
Not that I can't, because it's not a technical mount; it's an item. They don't make it a mount as in the shareable mounts. So, unfortunately, my gnome will have to wait till next year to get one, because I'm not leveling him to 90 just to. So yeah, that's you can go trick or treating in Callum. You can go trick or treating in all the inns. They have little buckets that you can get candy out of and tricks and treats.
That's okay.
So
World of Warcraft is Halloweening.
They Halloween it up every year, and then
all popular games do. So.
Yeah, and I mean there's the Headless Horseman goes through and lights like a little village on fire, and you have to put out the fires. And then that's the whole point of getting to 90 to go kick his butt in the instance is like lighting our places on fire. Comes back every single day though. Every single day.
I know.
Jerk. I also got his helmet, which is useless for my hunter. It's plate.
Oh, so like warriors.
Warriors and paladins, yeah. And I'm like, awesome, great.
Sell it.
Can't.
Oh, it's tied
Bind
to
on pickup. I'm like, okay, well then, because if it was bind on equip, I could have sent it to my warrior. That would have been perfect. No.
Can't even sell it, can you?
You can sell it to a vendor for like
2 gold.
Well, 20 gold or something, but gold's really easy to come by this expansion, which I'm kind of happy about. So, but that's
what you can do.
That's what I've been doing. Is I've been writing essays and other sorted stuff. So yes. Have you been playing anything, Tony?
Borderlands 2 needs to finish. I've gotten to that point where I'm all Borderlands out, but I'm so close to the end that I really want to see the ending.
Yeah.
And some big story stuff just happened, which really makes me really riled up to finish the game. But my friend, he had finished the game already. He's like, yeah, bring high crit weapons, bring high DPS weapons, and prepare to die a lot. And I'm like, fuck. I'm just gonna call you up and get you to join my game and help me out then.
Yeah.
At that point. So yeah, that game's almost done. I think I've got like 2 more big chapters, and then that's.
Well, because you've got other games to even get to too.
Yeah, like I've got Dishonored.
Yeah.
It's already installed, so I just put that in play. And then Assassin's Creed 3
is
coming out next week.
Yeah.
And I've actually made the decision. I don't think I'll play Dishonored after Borderlands 2, just because I'm all FPS'd out right now. And when Assassin's Creed 3 comes by, it'll be a nice, different.
Change of pace.
It'll be different for me, just to cleanse my first-person palette for a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Borderlands 2 and Dishonored, completely different games.
Yes, but
It's
if
still
you're
first-person-y.
yes,
And I like that. And I fear that when I start playing Dishonored right after Borderlands 2, I'm gonna be like, boom, 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 fire all the guns.
that'll be your mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh wait, this is a stealth game.
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be.
Stealthy. There's a stealthy option.
There is a stealthy option.
There's no stealthy option in Borderlands 2.
I did enjoy that with Dishonored. You could
Do anything.
My next playthrough, depending on if I get the good or bad ending on this one, just due to my kind of killing spree-ish type thing on the first mission. Like, I'm not sure how many people I killed, if that affected enough to change the ending. But if I get the good ending, my next playthrough, I'm going to pick all of the moves that are just like
Kill.
brutal kill moves. And if I can sneak and kill people, that'll be great. But everybody on that map is going to die in one way or the other. If I have to just walk up and
kill
start
NPCs in that game? Like,
yes,
like just randomly walking around?
I believe so, yes.
That's great.
So, like, if I walk up and see a soldier's coming, and he's like, hey, who are you? Because, you get that little, like, as they start to recognize you, yeah. If it'll be like that, I'll just be like,
blink away.
yeah, and then you can blink away and disappear. And I don't even do that, because there's enough stuff that you can, like, buff your health and buff this and buff that you can become a total
Tank.
badass, just kind of like, whoosh, whoosh.
So, yeah, Borderlands 2, big things happen in that game. For those who are looking out, Gearbox is giving out more codes this weekend for the gold crates in Sanctuary. So I've actually hit a point with those crates, because I have like 10 of them now.
Yeah.
But I've actually hit a point where the items coming out aren't overly great. I think they're meant for new level 1 players, level 2 players, where you get the item. Holy crap! This is like this does a ton more damage than my current level weapons.
And it's helpful for leveling and that.
Yeah, it's helpful for leveling. Or cash. I don't know why they give you cash in the game anymore, because everything, like, I don't buy anything from the vendors anymore.
Everything just drops.
Everything just drops.
Yeah.
All the weapons I pick up, I sell. All of the ammo you pick up, because now you can pick up ammo and money just as you walk by it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to hold the button to
that's
pick
nice.
up. Yeah, so that's super handy. And you pick up so much ammo, so much money. It's I don't understand why there's money in that game anymore, because when you die, they take off a percentage of your total cash to bring you back. But
damn.
if you have $0, you still get brought back.
Right.
So
it's just supposed to be the penalty.
But the thing is, like, there's no other use for the money, because all the weapons you find, like, in the game, outclass everything you can find in the vendor's shop. So it's like, I don't understand why there's the point of money in that game.
Just to give you that false sense of
an
economy.
Man, I just died. I took 10,000 of my dollars. Don't die anymore. It'll keep doing that. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, so.
You have to repair your stuff?
No, nothing needs to repair. I mean, the only thing I've really bought is more rockets from my rocket launcher. Yeah. And only because those don't really come by that often. But then again, I don't
use it that often.
I don't use them. I use them only when I get killed.
Right.
And I fight for my life then, because I pop back up after I kill one dude. So I don't, or I save them for boss fights.
Yeah.
So, I just finished a boss fight with a giant ass flying saucer robot that actually was pretty difficult. I recommend for the middle part of the game, keep all of your corrosion weapons, all your acid weapons, because you fight almost exclusively robots. And robots are weak to corrosion. I think it deals like 1.5 damage, plus corrosion, plus DPS over time, because the acid covered over them. Super handy. So if you get like, grenades that do mass amounts of caustic damage, those are key. My favorite grenades in the game so far are the one where you throw it, it sticks to the ground, and then it starts spewing out elemental damage. So the fire one will pop down to the ground, lift up a little bit, and it'll start spewing fire damage. So you trap enemies in a corridor, like in a bottleneck, you get them with fire or electricity or caustic damage. It's great. It deals so much damage. I've literally kept grenades that do that over more powerful ones because I know over time those do more damage.
Oh yeah.
So I'm still trying to work for there's a couple achievements I'm trying to look over. There's a Mario achievement in there where you have to fight Donkey Kong. He throws barrels at you. The turtle one I got, the Ninja Turtle achievement, I got that one. There's a bunch of random Easter eggs in there that don't even have trophies. There's a double rainbow trophy where you find a double rainbow. It's pretty great and kind of pointless. Took me a while to get to it actually.
They're always pointless. They have one of those in Warcraft too.
Yeah. So getting through Borderlands 2 and hopefully finishing this weekend.
See, that's kind of what I liked about Dishonored, was when I started getting into that point where I'm like, I'm just doing the same thing like every time. They switched it up. There was that twist that kind of
Well, there's a twist. I think the twist this time is the story in Borderlands 2, just because you have the original Vault Hunters in there to kind of guide you through the main missions. Things are always constantly happening with them, like, oh, blah, blah, he goes to this side, or then he's not really that evil, blah, blah, and then it's a little bit more engaging and more thoughtful than I thought Borderlands had in it. So.
That's what I liked about Dishonored. I was getting to that point where I'm going, okay, this is getting to be, a lot of just the same, and they're like, and I mean, the gameplay is still the same, but the story took a big enough twist that I went, well, now I need to know what happened. So you just keep playing, and it kind of gets you over that hump.
I'm actually really excited too, I know, now I'm not sure about Dishonored, but the replay value in Borderlands 2 is a little bit greater, just because of, the different characters, but throughout the game you gain badass points, I think I talked about it a little bit, but my Necromancer, when I start playing with her, she's gonna be so powerful.
Right.
Just because of all those.
I'm not sure if Dishonored has a new game plus mode, but the replay value on it's gonna be big, because like I said, you can go sneaky, you can go brutal, you can go this, you can go that, and you can go, so. It works out to be that you can play the game probably 3 times and kind of go in and go about it a different way. You can choose not to do this little side quest because it affects the side quest of the next mission kind of thing, so.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go still play Borderlands 2. The game is massive. I can see why it took them 4 years to make. There is no end to anything in that game. Every time I feel like I finish a main mission, there's 10 more side missions that pop up. Which you can all do. And they get pretty challenging sometimes, so. I think I'm level 27 at the moment. But really looking forward to Assassin's Creed 3 next week. That'll be a huge game.
Still waiting on that one.
So, it'll be that one, and then if I decide to, I might get the Vita one. Because that comes out Sunday. I'm not sure if I want it or not. I could be overdosing on Assassin's Creed.
That could be.
At that point. So I might wait a little bit and get that one when it comes cheaper.
Other than that, I've just been playing stuff on my phone.
I haven't even been playing stuff on my phone.
Well,
most of the stuff was just me looking on the internet.
There's a free version of Boggle on here.
Oh.
So I got into Boggle because it makes my brain work. Other than that, I've been playing Plague Incorporated, which is kind of fun. But spreading cuteness all over.
Or puppy.
Or puppies. Or ugly. Or stupid. Or fun.
So that's it.
Yes.
That's that for that. We'll go into this.
I said work. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Work better. Getting a lot of messages. Oh. Right. Oh, some shift codes going out soon, guys. Keep an eye out. But by the time this goes up, it's not gonna be.
First up, this was just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo is releasing 2 new Wii news.
Newsing.
Nintendo is releasing 2 new Wii bundles for the Christmas holiday season.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is the Wii U not already out by then?
Yes, it will be.
Are they anticipating the fact they won't have any Wii U's, that people are just going to be buying Wii's?
No,
in
and
hopes that they're going to be confused in the fact that it's the new console?
That's the other thing too, because there was another article before that said Nintendo's planning on having Wii U's through the holiday season. Like,
Yeah, good luck.
they well, enough to keep up to most of the demand. Like, people who really want it are going to get it. People who are just kind of like, oh, there's this new system out, maybe we should partake in the fun, aren't going to get it.
Yeah.
But these bundles start on November 4th, and the new system comes out like November 16th.
What a waste of money.
So, yeah.
Like, the Wii U is probably not much.
Now, $300 price tag versus $130 price tag.
That's way more stimulating.
But like you were saying, who doesn't, we've said this bajillions of times, who doesn't own a Wii?
That guy.
Yeah, you.
Oh man, I'm gonna pre-order my Wii for $130.
Well, and again, if you don't own one, you probably don't want one.
Yeah, and at this point, it's probably worth your time to seek out a Wii U.
And that was my thing, is my Wii chugs and chunks and clunks, and it makes playing games not enjoyable when it makes the noises that it makes. But if the Wii U wasn't coming out right away, $130
That's reasonable.
seems reasonable to me to get a new system. You get a game, get Just Dance 4 with it, you get some controllers.
Yeah. And that's why I got my Xbox.
Right.
Because I got it for $100.
Yes.
Xbox 360 just to play it.
So it comes with like the Wii Motion, the Wii Remote Plus, the Nunchuck controller. So that's the one bundle. The other one is the Skylanders Giants bundle.
Yeah, Skylanders apparently is a huge game.
So it comes with.
Baffles me.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's $150, but it comes with
The game.
a blue console.
Do you get a portal?
To throw you kind of.
Do you get a portal of darkness or something?
No, a Wii Remote Plus with Nunchuck, 2 Skylander characters, and an exclusive giant Skylander figure.
So if you're into Skylanders, this is, the one to get.
Yes.
Because I know everyone kept snatching up the 3DS version of Skylanders.
I still don't understand.
Well, because that's the only one that you could get Dark Spyro in.
Yes, I know.
And I'm like, well, that's nice. Is the game fun?
We don't. No.
Game?
Game.
Everybody's
just collecting the little thing.
I'm surprised it's doing so well.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, obviously it's big enough. They made another
Game.
They made an expansion for it, essentially.
You guys are terrible people.
But this also makes no sense. Like, no sense to me. Because $130 I would have paid. I would have had Just Dance 4, which might be one of those games that it would be a game that I would take straight back to like EV Games and go, give me my $5.
But you can't. But you get the Gundam style DLC.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
And again, I have my Xbox if I wanted a dancing game.
Mhm.
The Wii, I find I would cheat.
Mm.
I would sit on my bed and do this.
Mm.
And all the and then my guy on the screen would be like, going hog wild, and I'd just be on my bed like. I feel if I don't have to stand up, like the machine does not know I'm standing, I'm going to cheat.
For some reason, the PlayStation Move knows that.
The Wii kind of does, but then you just move the sensor bars around, like.
I don't know, something about the PlayStation app that it knows.
Because when I golfed on the Wii, And then, yeah.
You can't do that on the PlayStation Move. I don't know why.
So either way,
don't buy this bundle. This is the key. This is the takeaway of the story. Do not purchase this dumb thing.
Nintendo also introduced earlier this month the new Wii Sports bundle with a black Wii, both Wii Sports titles, and the controller.
Plus.
Yeah. So the 3 Wii bundles going into
The holiday season.
With a new console.
I actually won't be surprised.
2 weeks away.
I actually won't be surprised if they sell a decent amount though.
Oh, I know, and they'll make money, and I don't get why.
Because it costs them $5 to make these things.
Oh, I know.
And then another $10 to paint them up.
And I like how they're coming up with all the colors now. Remember that blue Wii that we showed you?
Yeah, we got the red one when Mario turned 25.
Yeah. Remember that blue one we showed you when we were first releasing?
I want that lime green one.
I know, I always wanted that one.
That lime green one looked really cool.
Yeah, greeny yellow, yeah. I love that one. And then they're like, don't, those are just prototypes, stupid people.
And then they do it again for the Wii U.
Yeah, at least we're getting white and black right off the bat.
So yeah, here's the story. Don't buy these.
Yeah, wait for a Wii U.
Yeah, it's honestly worth your time to wait. Either try and find one now or wait.
Well, and for an extra $150, you can still play your Wii games.
And new stuff.
And yeah, games that actually...
You'll have covered value. Let's just say that. You'll have
games that actually match or, top whatever's out there now, so...
Very high covered value.
Yes. That's what I mean, for $100 difference. $150 if you want to go big on your Wii U.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Buy
a Wii U.
Or, save your money and figure out what you want later. See if
yeah.
Because you clearly don't know if you want it or not.
And yeah, if you have not decided by now that you want a Wii, you have a problem.
There's no reason.
You've made up your mind.
There's not many games to get on the Wii U.
Well, there are, but I mean,
not a big enough handful as if you were to get an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Seemed to me but the last story I would get, and I have enough games on my Wii that it has made the purchase worth getting a Wii.
If you have lived under a rock for the past,
but yeah, that's my thing.
8 years or something.
But that is my biggest thing is you have known for the past 6 years that what games have come out for the Wii and if you would play them or not.
You can do your research. Yeah. Maybe some people don't.
And
anyways,
either who.
Moving on.
Yes.
G4 TV, previously Tech TV.
Yes.
They like canceling shows. I say this with the fondness of memories with the screensavers and what was that other one that they had? I can't remember. But there was 2 shows. They canceled those 2 shows, and then that's where we got Dig Nation.
Yes.
Stuff like that. They're canceling 2 more big shows. The biggest shows, Attack of the Show and X-Play, are no longer going to be running past 2012. So we've got about 2 months left of those 2 shows. And it's not surprising, honestly.
No, with Attack of the Show, Kevin Pereira's gone, Olivia Munn is gone.
And what was it?
X-Play. Adam Sessler's gone.
And all you guys have is Morgan Webb?
No, they have one of the other people who was they had worked him into X-Play.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the show on a regular basis. He was on the feedback thing.
So
he took over where Adam Sessler was, but Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb,
they had a dynamic though.
They had that great dynamic where if they hated something, it was great. It was a really fun show to watch because they would just attack it together in this fantastic fashion, and the new guy and her don't do the new guy's kind of calmed her down a bit. So they still review games and they're still harsh on stuff, which is good, but
it's gonna be weird without them on, because I miss the really dumb stuff from Attack of the Show that I would see on YouTube the day after, where them drinking alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Or them, who is it? Annie from Community. I can't remember her name. Something. Alison Brie?
Yes.
Yes. Where she was on the show, that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, and I mean...
Just the randomness of that show.
And again, I watch G4 every once in a while when there's nothing else kind of on and I need something on in the background. And Attack of the Show, Olivia Munn left, and that wasn't such a huge deal because Kevin Pereira really, I think, for me, carried that show.
Yeah, like when I first saw
Olivia Munn was a really good co-host, but then when she left and Candace Bailey came in, Kevin Pereira and her worked really well together.
I remember when I first saw Kevin Pereira on TV, I saw, because it was right around the time that Screensavers and stuff, those guys were gone, and I was like, who's this jerk off Kevin Pereira, blah, blah, blah. So I stopped watching for a little while in sort of revolt.
Yeah.
But then he kind of started growing on me.
Yeah. Oh no, Kevin.
And I think I met Adam. Yeah, I met Adam Sessler once.
See, and Adam Sessler I love, but
He's an interesting character.
And he's in the video game industry.
He's highly sought after.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got another job. Kevin Pereira has another job.
Yeah, these guys are not,
It's not like they.
It's not like they didn't give him. They gave him like a good 2 weeks notice.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever the equivalent.
Well, and
is.
I think Kevin Pereira left. I think that was his decision.
Yeah,
Adam Sessler was more of it was not as amicable a split, but either way, have they said if something's taking place of the show?
No, nothing right now. They're probably just gonna be doing reruns, honestly, until they fill it in.
Because to me, if it sounds almost like they're going to amalgamate the two and try and.
Yeah, that's another thing that I really got confused of over the time, because I wasn't sure if the Attack of the Show was doing video games or if X-Play started doing, non-video game stuff, because they would do movies here and there, and then they'd be like, oh, we went to blah 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 Comic-Con, and I'm like, well, I guess there's video games there to talk about.
Like, they literally could have done an hour and a half of television that was just X-Play and Attack of the Show swooshed together.
Which will likely be the thing.
Which is, so I'm assuming what they're kind of doing if they're canceling both shows, so.
They cut on the losses.
And yeah, I mean, you watch one and then you kind of go into the next one and you go,
oh, sweet Jesus.
Oof, this is a lot of, it's a lot of just video game blah, blah, blah. And like I said, the guy that they have right now that I watched the last Attack of the Show, who replaced Kevin Pereira, was atrocious. Kevin Pereira was really good at interviewing people when they actually started gaining enough reputation to interview people.
And he was really, he felt really passive, but was really aggressive at the same time. Like, he knew what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, like he did his research when it came to stuff. So that's why I think that show is kind of, both of those shows have both gone downhill, and
that I want this now.
But yeah, and not to say, like, Morgan Webb, I still enjoy. It's just that she needs to find another co-host that she can share that banter with.
Yeah.
Like, I think the guy that's actually co-hosting X-Play right now would be good in Kevin Pereira's slot.
Yeah, we don't know where all they're going.
But that's when
he probably was still with G4, so.
But that's if he would have moved into that slot instead of moving into Adam Sessler's, I think that would have worked way better. But that is just me.
Moving on.
Xbox is not really known for giving out things freely.
No.
And they're still not. But it's kind of free. In my mind, this is as free as you're ever going to get from XBLA and Microsoft. So,
what are they doing?
They have a Halloween DLC pack coming for Minecraft. So there's the actual DLC pack. It's just not, it's the patch. But there's also a 55 Halloween skin pack coming out.
Great.
That will cost you a whopping $2.
That's pretty free.
So, I know $2 sounds like a lot, but every penny of that is going to charity.
That's good.
Which is, to me, insane for Xbox.
Yeah, because they're going to actually make more, well, not make more money, but they're going to sell more skins this way than they probably have done the other skins that they've done.
Yeah. And 55 Halloween skins is pretty big.
And you can use these.
Yes,
you're wrong.
Yeah, it's not like they're just for Halloween, so...
Go buy it. It's out today.
Yes, Macmillan Cancer Support, Child's Play, SANS, Lothian, and Block by Block. So there's a few charities that all the money's kind of being split between, but I think this is kind of cool with Xbox.
Yeah.
If they start releasing more little packs of things, like a $5 something, but the money went to charity, I'd be way more inclined to purchase something.
Yeah, like none of the big three have really ever done this before.
No, and I mean, that's...
Steam has kind of done stuff like this.
Yeah, and I mean, this is how Blizzard gets me to buy their things on their little shop, is they'll sit there and go, well, if you buy this thing for $10, $5 goes to charity. And I go, okay.
I know Rock Band did that for the longest time for the All You Need Is Love, for the Beatles Rock Band.
Yeah.
That was, well, kind of dumb that it was exclusive to Xbox Live, but if it was for PlayStation, I would have bought it. But all the money that they made from that song went to breast cancer research.
Yep.
And that song cost, I don't know, like $3.
Yeah. Well,
So it wasn't cheap.
So Minecraft being a pretty popular game on Xbox.
I'm surprised how popular it is.
So I think people just like the online aspect of it.
It's really smoother.
It's
much
drop
smoother.
in, drop out. There's no.
That's the
you
only.
don't have to build a server. You don't have to go.
Yeah, all that stuff is a lot smoother. That's the only advantage I can see from it.
You don't have to go insane. And from what like my friends still play it on their Xboxes, and they enjoy it far more than they do on the PC.
Yeah, I'm surprised they put so much time into that game to make it comparable.
Yeah, but I guess it works. I have bought my copy of Minecraft. I don't think I'd play it more if it were on my Xbox.
No. If it was on my PlayStation Vita, hint hint, I would play it more. Because they do have a Sony Xperia version.
Yeah.
That weird slide.
That's right. I have it on my phone.
Yeah, there's a mobile version, so put it on the Vita.
So
you got yourself a touchscreen and controller.
So that's what I mean, like, I'm not buying it again on my Xbox. As lovely as this sounds, unless it goes on sale, then you might entice me, but
No.
stuff doesn't go on sale on XBLA for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time for that stuff to go. And what are you looking at that you want so bad?
There is a new 3DS color coming out in Japan.
Color model
design.
Look, yes.
Well, normally I don't really make a big fuss over some of these redesigns for 3DSs because we'll never see them here. And this is going to be the same thing.
Yes, we will never see this,
But it is a 3DS with Charizard on it.
yes.
And he's blowing fire on the bottom of his 3DS. And it costs money that I don't have, and nor will I want to play it because all those locked games.
Yes.
There's no need for you to buy it, so.
If it was Blastoise and we were in America, you'd have
If you had all three main starters, Venusaur,
Yeah.
Blastoise, and Charizard, you'd get so many people buying all three.
See, it's funny to me, I think American audiences,
We would enjoy that stuff.
we would enjoy that, but I bet you it would sell better if they were their first evolutions.
That's true.
American audiences, for whatever reason, really like Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur.
They like the cute.
Yeah.
And I don't care for that. Not that I, don't think they're not cute. I think they're cute, but it doesn't matter to me. A Pokemon is a Pokemon.
See, to me, like, Squirtle was always my favorite.
Mhm.
He was small, he was agile, he had the whole, and Blastoise, just, he kept getting bigger and bigger and more,
Tank.
yeah, and I'm like, I don't like the tank, I like the small, I've always liked that, though, that's always been my big thing. I do not like the big clunky characters, I like small agile characters.
Mhm.
So the small turtle squirrel thing, totally, I dug it. So I never evolved my Squirtle.
I like Charmander.
And my friend was always Charmander.
Mhm.
Like Charizard was cool, Charmeleon was neat, but
I kind of like Charmeleon.
was his.
Charmeleon was the better of the two, I think. Although when they started introducing multiple types, hidden types into the Pokemon, that just lost me.
See, and again, I think for us, because we look at it as a story-based game,
Mhm.
too, that was our first choice ever in those games.
Mhm.
Especially for our generation, it was, you pick between Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, and that was your, pal for the next.
I know, they don't have that connection anymore. So to have a Charizard 3DS,
Oh, I mean,
that's awesome.
it would still sell like hotcakes here.
Yeah.
But I bet you if, they brought it over and they made it Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle,
or when one of them with a montage of them, all three of them,
yeah, it would be insane.
yeah, they would sell many copies
Yeah.
of that. I would buy a new one.
That would almost get me to get, because it's a 3DS XL, right?
Yes, it is an
Yeah.
XL version,
So-
not just the 3DS.
That might get me to upgrade my,
Yeah.
but alas,
Mhm.
it shall never be.
Moving on.
It shall never be. Speaking of Minecraft,
Speaking of
and
Minecraft,
how popular it is.
it's extremely popular. I'm surprised how popular it is.
It is the most played game played over Xbox Live. It has now beat out Call of Duty.
Which Call of Duty? Black Ops? I'm assuming.
You know what? I think whatever the last popular one was.
Black
so,
Ops. No, 3. It would have been
I
3.
believe 3.
Yeah, it would have been Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3. It has
Yeah.
beat out Modern Warfare 3, FIFA 13, which for whatever reason is huge.
There's a lot of soccer fans.
I know it.
It doesn't boggle my mind.
On
It makes-
Xbox, but on Xbox Live, it kind of boggles my mind.
No, it doesn't. No, there's a lot of people who are interested in football.
I know they're interested.
And I like it too. So.
And again, like I say, like sports games to me, I don't like playing online because people are assholes online.
Mhm.
So like I keep it offline.
Mhm.
Like I can see FIFA 13 selling like crazy.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it's one of the most played games on Xbox Live. Either way, Black Ops is on that list and Borderlands 2.
Well, you know what? Black Ops 2 will surely oust Minecraft, I think.
For a while.
We'll see. Not that I'm trying to keep score here. I don't like either of them on that platform. Well, I don't like Call of Duty on any platform, but.
Yeah. Halo Reach is in 6th, Battlefield 3 is in 7th, Modern Warfare 2 is still on the list at 8th, Madden 13 is on at 9th, and NBA 2K13 is in at 10th. Happy Wars, which is a free MMO on...
Oh, Skyrim's not multiplayer, but it's on that list. So it probably just tracks Xbox Live people on like playing the game.
Probably.
So that's probably why FIFA's up there.
Could be. So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me.
Gears of War 3. FIFA 12 is still on the top 20.
Mm-hmm. So people playing Minecraft are crazy.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Well, and it also it wins because it's also one of the top arcade. It is the top arcade game played over Xbox Live as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
either way,
Okay.
holy Minecraft, Batman.
Mhm. I don't have a tab on it,
That's okay.
but Halloween events up the wazoo.
Yes,
A lot of games are getting the Halloween events.
yes.
Like you said, World of Warcraft's got theirs.
That's already been up. Yep.
Minecraft, I think that one's up now.
There was a patch coming out.
Yeah, it's
so
1.4. It's actually the next big one.
Yeah.
Which actually adds a whole bunch of new fun things.
It just happened to be around Halloween, and there's some little goodies in
Yeah.
for Halloween too.
Yeah.
So.
And the next big game, Team Fortress 2,
Dun dun dun.
3rd annual Scream Fortress event. And what I like about the Team Fortress events for Halloween,
Mhm.
and for any seasonal event, it's always the same as the last year's event, but so much different that it's a completely new event. Whereas, in an MMO, it's like the same thing over and over again, which
Yeah.
is something that I kind of find boring. But this year, for Scream Fortress, you are fighting the undead ghost of Naz something or other. I can't pronounce his name.
A wizard.
Yeah, a ghost wizard. So you're fighting him instead of a giant floating eyeball like last year, or a scary giant jack-o'-lantern like the year before. Giant boss characters, which work really, really well in the Team Fortress the gameplay, because everyone ends up working together,
Right.
trying to take down the giant boss. And I'm really excited. It goes live today, for those who are looking forward to it, including, they're not dropping Man vs. Machine either.
Right.
They're going to be doing a zombie patch for that as well, which is going to be great. I'm really excited to see what that's going to be like. I had some troubles getting into some servers last night, so hopefully it's not so bad this weekend. So those events, including the one for Minecraft, I assume, will be up until November or something or other. So go in. There's not a lot of exclusive loot. There's not a lot of loot this time around. So I'm not sure what they're doing for drops. Keep your eye out for that stuff. I know, and the big thing for me is for the special equipment that you can only wear during Halloween events. Put them on, guys.
Yeah.
This is the time to wear that giant flaming jack-o'-lantern hat.
Oh yeah, load up on all of your
Yeah.
stuff.
What I do like about Team Fortress 2, which is different from the other ones, other MMOs and other stuff like that, with their themed wearable stuff, you can actually wear those during full moon events.
Oh, cool.
So like during the lunar calendar, full moon,
Mhm.
if it's up, the front splash page of Team Fortress 2 will change into the Halloween split page. You can wear that equipment that day,
Huh.
which is really handy because people play so much TF2, they want to wear their ghastly gibbuses and use their paper hats.
Yeah, like Warcraft had changed it up again, just level-wise, what level you need to get in to do some stuff. And they add new stuff every year to every occasion, but I don't know. For them, not letting you wear stuff after the Halloween season is just part of their whole, like, we're trying to keep the aesthetic pleasing to all
it's
players.
a different thing, but then again, it's a fantasy.
And that's always been my thing. I'm sitting there going, so, like, what if there is a pumpkin-headed idiot running around year round?
No one cares.
Like, especially if it's RP, like,
yeah.
you know, what if there, like, my gnome would benefit from a broomstick all the time.
Let's just be honest, everyone would benefit from a broomstick
Well, but
all the time.
he'd look, like, just his whole look and appeal would look wicked with a broomstick all year. But that ain't gonna happen, so they've added witches and bats to Minecraft.
Cool.
New skeleton type. Zombies can now infect villagers.
Codes up, guys.
But you can also be cured.
Yeah.
You can now cure zombies.
That's a lie.
Added option to hide capes.
Added a new boss mob.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Flower pots, item frames, anvils, pumpkin pies.
This is getting to be a very big game.
Oh, it's huge, and I mean it's huge, and it just keeps growing. Portals to the Nether can now transport items and mobs.
So, look out for your favorite game. It'll likely have its Halloween updates up.
Yes, if it is an online and persistent type game, then yes.
Yep. Team Fortress 2, Minecraft, stuff like that.
Faux shizzle.
I don't really want to talk about the Xeno stuff, so.
Last up, Glassbox
Yes.
is out today.
Yeah, this is the sort of the cross-platformy stuff, working with tablets and things with the Xbox.
For me, I believe right now it's only in the States.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And of course, with your right now, I believe it is.
It's only for that Surface RT.
It's only for the Surface tablet and other Windows 8 compatible.
Yeah, because Windows 8 came out today. I think that's why they timed this out.
Yes. So, yes, Glassbox to me is the
Surface? No, isn't it Smart Glass?
Smart Glass, whatever it is. Yes.
That's boring. It's not the greatest. I mean, essentially, it's the Netflix stuff that I can do already. We can do already.
Right. And like I said, I can control my Xbox with my voice. And while this is kind of cool, it is the worst promotioned.
I remember them talking about it once during E3.
They talked about it at E3.
And then I heard about it once again.
We never got a date.
No, we never got a date. And then I read about it again when I heard that I could use my iPad on my Xbox.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
And then they have since like
not even talked about it.
But there's a thing on my home screen for my new, like, because I have the beta for the Xbox. And there's an advertisement right in the middle, the big one, that's usually like the game of the week kind of thing that's on sale. And it's Smart Glass. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I click on it. It's just a promo video with, again, no date, no information.
No device hardware.
Nothing. So I sit there going, so is it out? Is it coming out? You have to search the web, and they go, well, it's out. It's out on the 26th. Okay, you go to the Xbox website, nothing.
And of course, if you want to use it now, you got to buy that Surface RT.
As it's looking, as I continue to do research, that's how it's
without
looking,
spoiling much about it, that Surface RT is crap. It looks really good, but it runs like, trash.
Yeah.
It is slow, it is buggy, there's like a total of 5 apps for it. So, you do the number crunch. $600 for a Surface RT or $329 for a new iPad Mini. So, with an iPad Mini that can run everything that the original iPad can already. So
yeah, this whole, I don't know, the whole thing is very
Not to say that I'm going to get an iPad Mini. I'm not going to get an iPad Mini, but
Yeah, the whole thing to me is very wishy-washy. Like, Microsoft's kind of like, yeah, it's out there.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what PlayStation did with the Move. It was kind of just like, here's the Move.
Yep, guys, it's you. Why are you not playing our Move game?
Why are you not playing this thing that we put out there?
Why are you not playing this one Move game?
Yeah, it's in stores.
It's one game.
It's there. Why are you people not playing it? And
I bought mine for $12.
well, that's the thing. Like, people are sitting there going,
It's like $50.
oh, you guys had. That's what that was. You know, like, again, this is like Microsoft. People like you're gonna go to someone's house, and the guy's gonna go like, and his Netflix is gonna change, or the DVD player is gonna start, or you know, something of that
It's
sort.
always convenient.
And someone's gonna go, what did you just do? And they're gonna go, oh, you can control your Xbox with your phone. And they're gonna go, dude! And that's how they're gonna figure it out.
Well, right now it's because it's only for Windows 8.
And yes, so...
and of course, there's like 2 Windows 8 tablets out there, one of them being trash.
Yeah. So...
At the moment, not to say that...
So if your phone does Windows 8, like if you have a Windows phone that does...
Yeah, if you have a
Windows
Windows 8 phone, then you're fine.
Totally. So...
Other than that, woo!
Yay!
All 3 of you that are enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I'm surprised there's none. Now I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but I'm surprised there's no promotions, like internet promotions.
That's what I mean. There is.
Ads. Like I'm surprised. Like there's Windows 8 TV commercials.
Yep.
But those are for the OS, not for this feature on the Xbox.
I've kind of found everybody's advertisements lacking lately.
I'm surprised, especially with a lot of Assassin's Creed 3 trailers. Oh, commercials though.
Oh yeah,
I was
advertising up the wazoo.
I was in the bar the other day, or not a bar, but like a pub.
Yep.
And I could swear I saw that commercial like 30 times.
In
like the 4 hours I was there.
Well, it was hilarious because the new iPods are finally out.
Yeah.
Your iPod Touches and Nanos, and the commercial barely shows them off.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point though, they don't need to, because after 5 generations of iPod Touches, people don't know what to expect out of an iPod.
But it's funny because I've shown 3 people the Nano I got, and 3 people are going to get it. And they're like, that commercial does not make it look like that. And I'm like, I know.
I know, they're really pizzazzy rather than showy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's kind of like
and those iPhone 5 commercials are pissing me off.
Which ones?
Like the one where your hand goes from here
to
here. And I'm like, eh.
This is not ergonomic.
This is the most important button I need to hit. Eh. It doesn't make sense to me. Not that that's a big problem for me, but like, I mean, don't falsely advertise it. The only cool iPhone 5 commercial I've seen is the one with the panorama picture.
Oh, yeah, that one's cute.
Yeah, so that one's cool.
That's cute. Yeah,
wait for those iPad Mini TV AdWords to start flowing through.
It's an iPad, but it's smaller, and it's almost just as expensive.
I don't know what I would go on. I'm still thinking of getting a MacBook Air, but I need money first. Yes, I'm computerless right now.
It's going to be hard to sell the iPad Mini, I think.
Well, the white ones sold out, because you can pre-order them this morning.
Oh, yeah.
The white ones sold out in 17 minutes, and the black ones I think just sold out today, like mid today.
It's odd to me.
That's not odd to me.
It is for the price difference?
Not to me. I mean, the only thing that my biggest complaint with iPad Mini is that it doesn't use the A6 chip, which is the latest chip that is in the iPhone 5. It's using the A5 chip, which is found in the iPhone 4S and the
That's what I mean, for like an extra $100.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me. The size, I'm okay with the size, I think. It's just the fact that they could have easily slapped in a bigger processor and called it a day.
But that's what I mean. For an extra $100, you get a bigger screen and a faster processor.
Yeah, so
that's why it kind of...
iPads are hard to...
It throws me for a loop.
iPads are hard to get around, so...
That's it. Like, I see the value in iPads. I dig it. Like, I like tablets and that kind of stuff, but when you make a tablet that's this big versus a tablet that's this big, and there's only $100 in between the two, and this one's going to run faster and better than this one.
Yeah, it's a tough
Why
sell.
am I, like... If I'm already shelling out that much money for something...
The screen size isn't even the big thing for me. it's the processor.
But again, $100 faster. $100 when you're already spending $400.
But I had the same problem with the iPad, the original iPad. Like before the mini came out, the size has pretty much stayed the same. So I had a huge problem with the size of the iPad, not the weight, the size of it. Like holding it in two hands was always kind of cumbersome, no matter how light it got.
Yeah, but it's a tab. It's a tab.
And then with the mini, at least it feels a little smaller, so I can not throw it around, but like, you know, it's meant for its weight.
But I mean, everybody was kind of has always been harshing on the iPad for being that big.
Yeah.
Because other tablets, like Android tablets that have come out, have been smaller. See, again, Android tablets I get, because the price ranges depending on who you get it from. It ranges on. Apple kind of is competing with themselves.
Apple, though, you can with Apple you do get the reliability in terms of you know your device will get this.
Yes.
Whether it gets this feature or not, you will know. Whereas, you know, Android's like, you might get this update, or you might get this feature.
Well, and there's specific Androids that you can buy that are straight from Google.
Yeah, those Nexus ones are pretty good.
And they get all that fun stuff. They are guaranteed to get all of the junk. But, yeah, I don't know. I think if the price was lower than it is, I wouldn't, like, I'd sit there and go, okay, then it's compare, like, it's, you know, different. That $100 for losing processor space and that much screen real estate, just, if it was $200 difference, I can see me going, cool, then it's just a different size format. You're going, okay.
Yeah, but then you're getting iPod Touch pricing. Because iPod Touch starts at $3 something.
See, and then it went up with the new model that came out. So that's that is my thing. I kind of go, that has always been my.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what my future holds. I know I will get a new MacBook.
Yes. I'm just saying with it.
What I'm going to do with my old iPad, I don't know. I could probably sell it for like $50 or something.
Because yeah, I dig that they're making a smaller size. It's just the price that's kind of throwing me for. It just in my head, it just doesn't make sense that it's only that much cheaper.
I think you need to feel it up first, like try it out for a little bit, and then maybe you'll understand. I think that's the big thing right now about it, because a lot of people are saying like, yeah, this looks like dumb, like they saw it at the reveal, and then they played with it on the show floor, and they went, oh, okay, that makes a little more sense then. So that's what people are. That's the general consensus of that.
I know, and to me, it's not a playing issue. It's this is faster and not that much bigger. Only $100 more. Like it's like when you go to buy a TV and you see one TV, the TV next to it is, you know, there's a 46 and a 50 inch. The 50 inch is only $100 more and has something extra to it, like it's 1080p instead of 1080i.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend an extra $100.
Yeah.
That's kind of my beef with it more than anything is it's not that big a price difference between the two.
And for me, I'm not sure. I need to go. I'll go into the store and take a look at it when I end up getting a MacBook.
I'm not getting an iPad anyway, so I'm safe.
I'll end up touching one when I get a new MacBook anyways. So that's it, eh? That's
Iron Man 3.
Yeah. The last thing. Well, maybe the last one. I'm pretty sure that's not the last Marvel Iron Man movie.
No.
Not for a little bit anyways.
No.
Until they end up axing his character. Iron Man 3 trailer came out on Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Shows off one new feature, new villain.
New villain.
The Mandarin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin.
Heck yeah, there's no one else who could play that role.
I don't know. They need to get an Asian bald guy. They should have gotten China Fat.
He would have been horrible.
You get the Chinese accent.
He would have been horrible.
I don't know. I'm not in the camp of like, why are they getting a white bald guy to do an Asian role?
Because he looks like the Mandarin.
Well, they made him look like the Mandarin.
No, he's always looked like the Mandarin.
Has he?
Yeah.
Because from the trailer, there really isn't a good.
See, and it's always funny because a lot of the Marvel Asian people are very white Asian people. So the Mandarin's never been like a full-on like Asian looking, like he's always kind of looked like a bald white guy with a tan.
Yeah.
And then the better the artist's got, obviously, the more he started looking more Asian. But Ben Kingsley can fit that role.
Yeah, so the trailer's out if you haven't seen it. It's pretty cool.
New armors.
Yeah, not several new armors, but the new Extremis armor.
Yep.
Wait, spoilers, it's the Extremis armor.
There is stuff at stake.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, guys. Go look for it. I don't know, May 3rd or April 3rd? May 3rd.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this won't be the last one.
It depends on what happens.
It won't be the last one.
If they end up killing him.
They can't kill Iron Man. They have another Avengers movie to make.
Maybe it's Iron Man or the Avengers, the search for Spock. I mean, Iron Man.
We know he's around here somewhere. Seeing this to me, just the trailer with the amount of action and kind of like life changes that seem to be coming Tony Stark's way. I think this is a really good lead up into a movie where he does become way more of a drunk.
Yeah, it's gotten really
and
dark.
Way more
it's really dark, doesn't it?
And way more dependent on alcohol, depending on like if other people in the movie die or what the circumstances are with.
If he's more stressed in life, because that's my understanding of Tony Stark is alcohol.
Yeah, and in the comics, it plays a much bigger role than they have let it play in the movies. Like Jon Favreau was.
The second movie, they kind of had a little bit of it.
Yeah, Jon Favreau in the second movie was like, well, we're starting to get to that point where you see him play with alcohol, but it's not to that point. Like this movie, there's a lot of screaming. You see Gwyneth Paltrow's character in danger a lot.
Yeah, a lot of his friends are in danger.
Yeah.
So Hogan.
So if people start dying, I can really see him finding solace in the bottom of a bottle, which will make the Avengers 2
much more interesting,
way more impactful, and if they keep going with Iron Man and Iron Man 4, way more impactful. So.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see how much he's interacted with Joss Whedon. But like, don't. I've applied for Avengers 2. Don't mess this up for me.
I think the entire, because when Joss Whedon came in, from what I understood from all the interviews I have now seen, he came in as like this brain trust to sit at the top of the Marvel pyramid, like Marvel movie pyramid, and kind of take control of the story and make sure that it followed the same path.
So I'm assuming there's been meetings where Joss is like
on the table. I am certain. And the S.H.I.E.L.D. show, like the TV show that is going to hook into all this, is the exact same thing. They hired one of the girls from ER that was on ER for like 9 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she has been cast as one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. So.
Well, Greg Coulson's come back. Clark Gregg's come back.
Greg, so.
He lives.
He doesn't live. He died. John Whedon said he died.
No, not in Comic-Con.
Yeah.
There's shirts that say Coulson lives.
I know. Because people are fighting for it like crazy.
Well, no, the directors were like, hey, Clark Gregg, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Nothing. You should probably come down to the Comic-Con. Why? It's worth your while. Because he didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
He really didn't. Like on Twitter, everybody was like, well, make him Vision, make him this, make him that. And he's like, guys, I appreciate it, but I'm done. That's my shtick. I was very happy to be part of that entire thing, blah, 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 blah. So, like, he really didn't know.
No, he didn't. Like, I'm sure after that panel, they were like, okay, this is what we got going on for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Joss.
And again, yeah, Joss Whedon sits on his high mighty horse going like, because Joss loved that character. Yeah. If you watch the commentary for the Avengers, he sits there going, I had all these really serious characters, and they needed this tiny touch of levity in between all of them. Some character that could literally make all of them happy. And he's like, and all of a sudden Coulson was this guy. He collected the trading cards for Captain America, so meeting him was this huge, like, nerdgasm. Meeting Thor, he had already met Thor, so him and Thor had this rapport going on. Him and Tony already had this thing going on. Like, he's like, he already had this relationship with all these people.
Because he's been in all the movies.
Right, so Joss was like, it worked out so well. And then it's like, you have to kill him. What? Like, no.
Oh, Kevin Feige.
So, yes. So Joss is sitting atop that giant mountain going like, you making that Iron Man 3 movie. I wish for Tony to be more of a drunk, so his life is going to go to complete shit in Iron Man 3. And the Mandarin is the perfect villain to do it. Because if anybody's gonna screw up Tony's life,
It would be the Mandarin.
the Mandarin is the best bet. Like,
Mhm.
most superheroes have stupid villains. Like, they have an assortment of idiot villains.
Well, the thing about Mandarin is that he's contrasting.
He's totally, he's magic versus, his
He
technology.
completely contrasts him.
Which is cool, but, like, the Mandarin is his, like, arch nemesis when it comes down to it. The Green Goblin to the Spider-Man, the Joker to the Batman. Like, every Batman has that, or every hero has that one villain who really defines them, and who really makes them look good. And the Mandarin's gonna make that story, like, insane. And if anybody's going to cause Tony to start drinking, it's going to be him. Because he's gonna screw up his life in so many ways.
Sorry, my phone's messing up right now.
Wonk wonk.
Location services issues.
Oh dear.
I'll fix it later.
Does it think you're in, like, Asia or something?
No, it was just always on, so it's burning my data.
Oh, that's what.
So I'm gonna figure out which app is fixing it. I'll fix it later. So that's what we got.
Yes,
Yeah.
I reviewed Dishonored. Good game. Play it.
I watched Spirit of Vengeance, Ghost Riders, Spirit of Vengeance. Don't watch it. It's garbage.
Told you.
No, I did not believe you.
I know you didn't
Coming
believe me.
coming from. Oh, I believed you. I believed you. Did you? It's just I need.
You need to see it.
I'm
It's one of those things.
I'm not a hypocrite. I can't not say something I don't like before I see it.
I never said I didn't like it. I just said it was going to be crap.
I still think the first movie is far better.
The first movie had budget issues because it cost a fortune to light his head on fire.
Oh, they got that right this time. There's the fire. It's all over the place.
Well, because it's done.
It actually looks better now.
That's what. Well, and see, that's my friend Ross and I were talking about Ghost Rider after it came out, because we're like, okay, now that they've got the effects done for his head, like they've got that part of that look down. When he, so the next movie, since they won't have to spend $8 bajillion lighting his head on fire because the technology's done, because they essentially had to build a program to make his head look like it was on fire.
Yeah, and I saw those scenes where, remember we saw the
Yep.
clips of the non-CG? It doesn't look any different. It's just Nicolas Cage being an idiot.
Yeah. So, but that's what we were really excited for our Ghost Rider 2, because we're like, hey, they can go that much more outrageous, they can go that much more crazy, there can be that much more action,
But
because their budget will be.
Yes, and then it does look much better.
Except they hired all new writers, all new this, all new that.
It is the most convoluted movie I've ever seen.
Would you say that, have you ever seen Crank?
No, I love Crank.
Oh, see, I didn't like Crank.
Oh, I love Crank.
And this was by the people who made Crank.
And then it shows. But the thing is with Crank though, it's balls crazy all the time. Whereas in Ghost Rider, it's balls crazy, and then there's like, oh, by the way, there's a little bit of story here. You should
They
probably
have to
pay
be
attention.
dramatic and somewhat story oriented.
And then batshit crazy again. Whereas in Crank, it works because it's 200%, 100% of the time.
Yes. Maybe Marvel can get the rights back to Ghost Rider too.
I don't.
Slowly just keep.
It's not a rights issue there. It's just the fact that they keep messing up their thing.
Well, but that is if Marvel can get the rights back, they could make a pretty wicked movie.
Oh, it's Passbook that's eating up my location data.
Uh-oh.
Why is Passbook eating up my location data?
Magic.
I don't need Passbook. Passbook is the dumbest thing that's been added to iOS 6. I've yet to use it properly.
Well, obviously it's eating up all your data.
Well,
So yes, whereas a Ghost Rider 2 could have been wicked, you get Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which as soon as I saw on Facebook, someone asked them the question where they were taking their story from.
I was confused as shit.
But because there are different Ghost Rider stories in Marvel, like Ghost Rider isn't an ongoing series, it's here's 5 comic books, here's 6, here's 4. They just kind of do these little stories. So
the thing is, it felt really confusing. I wasn't sure which story I was following. It felt like there was about 2 different, maybe 2.5 different versions of Ghost Rider in the movie.
Well, if it makes you feel better, when I read that question, the writers were like, well, we're taking some Ghost Rider from here.
I remember that, yeah.
Some Ghost Rider from here, some Ghost Rider from here, and then we're just throwing in shit that we think cool.
But like it literally felt like there's 3 different Ghost Rider people.
Which is upsetting.
Because there's like the calm, cool Nick Cage from the
Yeah.
first Ghost Rider. That was cool. That was alright. Where he was all like, I'm dark and broody and I have this demon inside me. And then there's him going like, I'm like, where did this come from?
See, and I'm not a huge Ghost Rider person, but I believe there are like a variation that's not Johnny. Whatever his name, yeah, Johnny Blaze. Like it's a different guy who is inhabited by that Ghost Rider.
And I think that's the version that they're going.
And you get that crazy guy, but then there's also Johnny Blaze, who is the like, I am Ghost Rider, I embody this spirit.
Yeah, but they didn't do a good job of separating that in the movie.
Well, and obviously, yeah, there should have been actual different, because in the comics they are different characters. Like this guy's name is like Bob Dung or something. Like it's a completely different name. Like his name is, John Smith, and there's another one that's something else. Like there's other people that have the Ghost Rider spirit. So when people make a Ghost Rider that's different, it's obviously a different dude, so he reacts differently to the whole situation. Johnny Blaze is that.
Yeah.
I have a responsibility, again, with great power comes great responsibility.
Don't watch this movie. Don't watch this movie.
So either way, yes.
And I can't believe this movie is also in 3D.
It's because it was big. 3D was big. It's not as big as it used to be.
I'm gonna try and watch Silent Hill not in 3D this weekend.
Good luck. You might have to go to like a 2 o'clock in the afternoon show, but.
I'm gonna. Well, I'm kind of busy this weekend anyway, so it might be next weekend. So, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that.
I work on.
Or Tuesday. Or Tuesday.
Yeah.
If it's on Tuesday, even better, because then it's $7.
Yeah. I'm working all weekend.
So
Which
that's
is good because I haven't worked for like 2 weeks.
So that's it.
Yes.
I don't remember what I posted Sunday. It was something really stupid.
Community.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
October 19th.
It's in here. Airing someday.
Will you say goodbye? It's October 19th.
When we say hello.
It's October 19th. When you give a homeless guy a sandwich,
That's October.
that's
9th.
October 19th. Oh dear. Either who, folks.
Yes, let's go.
Good day.